What's up, Conquerors? Today we're going to do an Age of Empires 4 coaching session, which I'm very much looking forward to. Thanks to everybody for watching. If you find any tips that are helpful in this video for me, or for you, just let me know. And if you do, please like and subscribe. So we're going to take a look at a Byzantine English game, which I'm pretty interested to see for Rakowaz. Hopefully that's how you say your name. So you're diamond right now, which is pretty good. So it looks like you've been diamond for quite a while in the solo seasons. So we'll see if we can give you any tips. Try to get you to a higher diamond level. Maybe get you to conquer one day. So we're gonna take a look. I think you play several different civs. That's not the right game. So you have a Dry Arabia. Well, that's odd. Ah, here it is. So we have a game on Dry Arabia. Our conqueror here is playing as the Byzantines against the English. And I want to start looking at, the game itself and then timelines a little bit, see if we can kind of dissect the timeline. So total unit count looks pretty comparable here. Don't see any huge issues there. Villager count, he outscales you here at about 12, 13, 14 minutes. So I assume he probably got a town center around this time and then really kind of outscaled you. So military count, you've got an advantage on him about the same time when you hit castle age. So let's see what you're able to do with the military at that time, and then y'all go into the huge battles. So looks like you had a couple battles that were pretty rough. You had one good one here against Yellow. Yellow lost a lot of men. You didn't lose a lot, but then you unfortunately kind of had an army tank pretty hard here. So, and then overall economy, if anyone was trading, doesn't look like anyone was trading. Uh, Resources gathered, really very similar, very close for a lot of the game until he finally breaks out at the end there. So let's take a look at the game itself, and we'll speed through. So we kind of want to look at key takeaways instead of super nitpicky things. So I will probably point out a few nitpicky things, but it's just important to keep in mind, like, we're looking for key takeaways here and how to get better strategy wise and overall what we need to be thinking about when we're playing the game. And again, I don't play, just for, I guess, as a disclaimer, I really don't play Byzantine a lot. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you what build order is right, what build order is wrong with Byzantine. You can figure that out for yourself. You can go watch a pro video. I'm sure every single pro has one with the Byzantines. I have played the Byzantines quite a bit, and this is not what I do. So, I think you said you weren't a build order guy, which is totally fine. Like, you can play the game how you want. If you want to get better, it is probably important, even if you don't follow, like, hey, I'm going to do this with my first 7 villagers. You need to kind of understand the purpose of build orders, like what they're trying to accomplish and what you're overall strategy-wise trying to accomplish. I don't use build orders either, but I also have a pretty standard way of playing, and putting 2 guys on stone here would not be part of it. So I assume you're trying to scale up for a second cistern at some point. It's just, I guess I'm trying to think through what the cost effectiveness of that is at this point, because if the English guy wanted to, like, let's say you put yourself behind here, which you have because you're gathering stone, and the English guy scales up really fast and gets the king out really fast for 2 longbows over here, you will not have anything to defend against it, and it could be just a straight up GG for you. So that's just something to think about with these slower builds, strategy wise. I'm kind of just watching your scout here on the mini map. Got yourself 5 sheeps, not bad. So he's throwing down a landmark. We don't want we want to see what landmark he's throwing down, and that'll determine how you play this, right? Abbey of Kings. So, you know, if it's Council Hall, we're like, all right, we might need to age up and get some horsemen out. If it's the king, we're like, all right, we'll throw down a barracks, make a couple limitani, we'll be good to go. So, other important thing is just to see if he's going to town center or feudal aggression. Which normally we're going to see if they're going to Abbey of Kings, they're going to town center. So let's speed this up a bit. And if you've been gathering the stone for a second cistern, throw it down, right? You got 272 stone right now. Cistern costs 100. Like, take this stone villager and throw down a cistern over here when you get, 120, and then build the aqueduct in between them, and you would have all these guys boosted. So, maybe. I actually, based on how much stone you gathered, was wondering if you were actually going for a second town center build, but I guess that remains to be seen. Because to me, it looks like you're going 2 TC here, and that's why you gathered a bunch of stone. And you're 1 stone short. That was unfortunate. So, I mean, I see what you did there. You just put 2 guys on stone to gradually get some and then get your second town center up, so I think that's fine. Of course, now we're doing some long distance gathering, but... So you're both going to town center. Your 2 town center beat his, so that's a good thing. You know, you were much faster than he was. And now I want to see what your plan is from here. Are you going 2 town center fast castle? Or are you going 2 town center into a feudal push to try to bring his second town center down? Both are viable options. So, here's the king. So... I'll have to think about that tower. Because he asked the king, I'm alright with the tower placement. But as your villagers like eat these berries and they're out here, this tower is not going to be very useful. Yeah, you need a barracks. And there you go, you throw one down. And the reason I say the tower's not going to be very useful is if I was playing English, I would make 1 longbow and sit them right here and I'd shoot your villagers. It's just what I would personally do. So when I'm playing English, I like putting my tower out in front so that the longbows, it'll stop the longbows. So smooth farm transition. This guy's going 2 TC, fast castle, clearly behind the king. And so you either got to be faster than him or throw his plan off, right? Because if he hits castle right now, starts grabbing relics and sending knights in your base, you're gonna have some pretty serious problems. And so one thing I think people overthink about is like, this game's 40 minutes long, right? We don't really need to watch 40 minutes of this game to determine why the game was won or lost. We'll probably find out in 5 to 10 minutes. You can play a game for a long time, but the reason the game was won or lost is normally in 10 to 15 minutes. So, oh, he's going 3 town centers. Okay. So this is something you need to scout for sure. And let's see if you've scouted it. Have you scouted a second town center? So, very important to make sure we're scouting the enemy to see what what if he's got 2 town centers, 3 town centers, if you're playing opposite, if they've got 4 town centers, like, we need to know where they're at. And yeah, this king's kind of being annoying. He's doing exactly what the king should do. So now you're going to scale up. You know, I've never seen 10 villagers build a monastery, but it's whatever makes him happy. So you're scaling up with Golden Horn Tower. Have you built a mercenary house? You have. You built it on the market. I didn't see that, but that's why you have Sipahi. So, very interesting there. I guess that makes sense. If he had gone longbows, you would have had Sipahi to deal with him. I don't think that's personally what I would have done, but I think that's fine. I'm not going to nitpick you on that. So, again, though, there's the king. And I'm surprised he's not going into knights right now. But you've scouted he's on 3 town center now. And so what we're going to see, this will be good to see in caster mode, is his ego as it outscales. Now you're on a timer, man. So you can either build a 3rd town center yourself to match it. You can build trade to match it. Or you need to kill him. You can't sit here on 2 town center while he's on 3 town center and not attack and expect to win the game. Because he will have more economy, which means he will have more units, and in the end he will beat you. So that's just like the strategy of it, right? And he's just kind of blindly building crossbows. Which is a good thing for you, because you're building Sipahi. I don't know why he's making crossbows. You haven't made any armored units, but... So, you're getting out on the map, getting relics. I love that. He's doing the same, so it's going to be a race to the relics. So, we want to use the Sipahi to guard the relics here. And same with our Lemitani. Like, we want to get troops out and fight over these relics. Look at that. I think his monk's been doing more cardio than yours. Oh, nice kill. I mean, I don't think you're actually going to be able to get this one right, but you delayed it, which was quite nice, and that's a lot of the time what we want to do is delay. So, doesn't look like you have gotten any upgrades, so I would just for sure get +1. Like, if you're going into this many melee troops, you want to get, yep, there you go, +1 ranged. Now that you're in castle, you did your 2TC fast castle. You want to be grabbing all your eco upgrades. Horticulture, survival techniques, going to be very important for you. Because you can see you're starting to hurt on food, but float a lot of other resources. Ooh, look at this. Look at this. That sneaky, sneaky little guy. He walked past your monk. I wonder if you could have converted his monk with your monk. So, here's where we start to see it, right? We can see he is outscaling you. Because he's on 3 town center, you're on 2. And you really haven't done much attacking. So you've only got 1 villager kill. He's going to end up with 3 relics. You have 2. And he's up 11, 12 villagers. So his economy's better. Especially if he got his ego upgrades. Well, and he's moving out to secure gold. So very key in these games is securing gold, which you're securing one up here. He's securing the middle one. I guess they're both middle ones. You're going for the boar. And he's seen that you're making Sipahi, so he's going super heavy into spearmen. Which is great for him, right? And we can see based on that you queue up a couple archers. Oh, you did actually get up there and pick that one up. That was impressive. So I like the wall here. I would just say, you know, while the golden berries are here, you may as well wall those in too, right? So I like getting palisade maps up, or excuse me, palisade walls up at this point. And you're starting to build archers now. Based on his composition, I would encourage mass archers because he's got spearman crossbow. So you need like 40 archers right now. Because I think he can push you back with this pretty effectively. Army value's roughly the same. You've got actually a lot more destroyed value, and you killed more villagers. But again, look at the eco. Now we've played some more game. He's up 20. So it's the broad strategy, right? Like, what's the strategy? Did we scout? Did we see how many town centers he had? How many are we on? And that's what you make your decision on. So the way I think about it is, if I'm going 1 town center, he's going 2, I can match it, or I can kill him. And by kill him, I mean, like, you know, push and destroy the second town center and try to end the game. It's the same thing with 2 versus 3. Another thing you could have done if you saw him going 3 town center and you're like, man, I really don't want to invest in a third. You just palisade up. There are the markets. It's a little too late, but you have the right idea. I was going to say throw up 3 markets, start making traders. So he's stonewalling up. And to be honest, I think the tough thing in this game is kind of lack of aggression on both sides. And you know, maybe that's how you both play. I play differently. I play very aggressive, but a lot of people, you know, build up and then attack. So now he's going to push on you, and I don't think that this army's beatable right now. We'll see how it goes. You're going to have the keep, which will help a lot. But he has so many spearmen and crossbowmen. I think we need archers. And he is taking control of the sacred sites. If you'll want to decap that, he's going to scale to imp. Ah, the wind guard. Very cool. So now you're scaling up. So you're going to catch him fast here. But now, oh, you're pop cap now, so. Yeah, now our lack of walls here. We get a couple villagers called out. I mean, you've got the walls here, but at this point in the game, it's hard to have palisades protect you, right? So you lost a lot of cav right here to those spears. We don't want the cav fighting the spears. We want to pull the cav around and get them on the archer mass. And so there's always this dance that ensues, right? You're going to pull the cav. He's going to move the spears back to pretend. Then you pull the cav back. Then the spears chase him. And what your range unit should be doing the entire time is focusing down on the spears. You don't commit the cav until you can kill all of the spears. Like, so the archers have either killed all the spears, or the spears are now insignificant in number to how much cav you have. But what happened there was you committed the cav into the spears, he killed all of it, and now all he has to do is run away with his backline and kite you. With how many crossbows he has, I don't know that I would recommend Varangian guards here. So another lesson I've learned is it's probably fine you're killing some villagers here, but he's on 3 town center. It's really more important to keep your army alive. Like, if you're raiding with cavalry, sure, kill the villagers. But if he's got an army fighting you, fight the army. He's just killing your guys. Actually, you probably just controlled aid, because some of them were shooting that. That's a pretty good keep by him. So you want to rescale quickly. You know, both y'all lost a lot of units there and weren't able to remax. And You probably need a stone wall on this bottom side near the trade. He's going to find it out. And see, he's stone walled up. So you can't raid him at this point. Like, you're going to have to blow through the stone. He actually didn't finish that. You're going to have to blow through the stone wall with rams or cannons or something to actually get back there and hit economy now. So, I mean, I think this English guy's in a terrific spot. He can apply pressure to you relentlessly with his army while not worrying about getting counter-raided. And here comes, you know, the push. I actually love to see the stats on this Wingard footman. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, he's still going really heavy into crossbows, which is interesting. You actually don't have many heavy units. Oh, the Mangonel Tower's going to do work here, man. Yeah, this is good. This is a good fight. I'm not sure what he was trying to do here. But, big fight for you. Easy wipe. And now you work down the keep with the trebuchets, right? I think that was on the graph earlier. We saw his army count really dipped. The one problem we're going to have is he's got 134 eco and a lot in the bank. So he can remax very quickly. I say that. He's really got a lot of food and not much else. So these late game battles, let's talk about these late game battles. Once you're in Imperial Age, it's very important to wall up. Just like this guy has. Because right now, if he was better, he would just make a few knights and run through these areas. It's not even that he would kill a significant amount of villagers. He might, if you're not quick to react. It's to idle and idle your economy and take your attention away. So here's an example. Let's say I force a fight with my infantry right here. I get you engaged. And at the same time, I've moved 2 knights here, 2 knights here, 2 knights on the wood line. They'll kill 15 villagers. And so once you're in Imperial, it's very important to get those stone walls up. And at a minimum, you know, palisades on the top side as well. But right now, you've got a very challenging task ahead of you. And let's check the upgrades. You're just now getting elite Varangians. So you just have veteran archers. Do you have any melee infantry in there? No. I think he's probably got a lot more upgrades than you. And I'm not saying that to be mean. It's just I've been seeing his upgrades pop in over here. He's probably got like all of his university upgrades. Where's his university? He's got a decent amount of them. He's got elite army tactics, biology's coming through. He's getting silk bowstrings. We look at his blacksmith. He's gotten most of his blacksmith upgrades. He's gotten all of his economy upgrades. So he's got 3 relics. And he's switching into elite longbows. It's always a good choice. You're making a good push on the keep here. I'm interested to see how this goes. We need like a cannon or something for this keep though. I'm not sure where your trebs from earlier went, but we need a cannon. That's a good mango shot. So yeah, I think you dove too deep here. So that's the big problem on this one. If you've got siege like mangonels, you never have them go off by themselves. You keep them in the center of mass of your units. That's where they're most protected. And then if we had like a cannon, we could have just popped this keep down, kept our units massed here around the mangonels, and you could have had a good fight, but the units got split up, and then these Wingard footmen obliterated them. So now your unit mass is down a bit, and these Wingard footmen are going to be a massive problem. I'm actually interested to, maybe you can leave me a comment and tell me how you've liked Springolds or not. I find I don't like them, but I'm interested to see if they've worked for you. So yeah, I think in here we've kind of just seen he's kind of been close to killing you this whole time, and now he's really coming in for the kill. So his Wingard footmen are going to do work. Good S&V shots on the longbows. But at this point, he's kind of got you on economy. You're out of juice, right? So you did end up evening the economy out a bit. But he did push ahead of you, and he got an edge there when he did that. Now he's just kind of melting you down for the slow death. So, I have a couple key takeaways for this game. Let's go back to the graphs. It may or may not load. There we go. All right. We'll go to economy because you had some trade, okay? Here's where it really gets you when you guys go to castle. So you guys both go with this 2-town center fast castle plan, which if I was playing against that, I would go all in on you immediately. Like if I saw you were going 2-town center fast castle, I'm just going to go all in on you. But in this situation where you two are both doing the same strategy, how do you disrupt him / make him slower? How do you throw him off? Like, if, we're parallel lines and you guys are doing the same strategy, you kind of end up in a balanced spot where no one really has an edge until yellow hits Castle Age, because he went King's Palace, which gave him a 3rd town center. And then he just blows you away in eco for a while. And you might not think like 10, 15, 20 villagers is a lot, but at this point in the game it is. And so he's able to get upgrades, stonewall up his base, make a big army, stock resources to replenish. And then he's got the edge on you. He loses some, and then y'all kind of even out eco-wise. But by that point, he's already got the advantage he needs. In a game where you were doing essentially the same build, right? You're different civs, different advantages, but you're doing the same thing. It's kind of the parallel lines. And then his speeds up because he takes over an economy, and you're not able to affect that. So he also got one more relic at the end of the day. That's not anything crazy, right? But his villager high was 137. He had less villager idle time. You probably got some extra villager idle time at the end when he pushed into the base, right? So that's, oh wow, average unit lifespan was the exact same. That's kind of cool. So you've got to out eco him in this battle, or you have to find a way to disrupt him. Like, the choice is yours on how to do it. But one of the two has to happen. You can't be in your base ecoing up and have him out eco you, right? If he's on 3 town center, you're on 2, you throw down the trade earlier. 3, 4 markets, pump him out, you throw down a 3rd town center, whatever. Or you need to find a way to disrupt him. Like, you start getting cataphracts in, killing villagers. You make a push, you take one of the town centers down. The secondary town centers are very weak, man. 2,500 HP, 3 Harusafans will torch it to the ground. So that's my key takeaway here for you. I sincerely hope that helps. if, I think this game is more of a overall strategy than it is like, you didn't micro your unit right or your build was messed up. Like, I think it was fine. It was just an overall strategy of like, he, y'all took the same path, he out ecoed you, and that was the game. It's kind of as simple as that to me. So, yeah, you got to find a way to out eco him or to disrupt him and kill economy. So, if you have any questions for me, just leave them in the comments. And everybody who is watching, thanks for taking the time to watch the channel and like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one.